Oh, it's Tobias the tapir. Yeah, the animal thing. Yes. They have not written many anomalies. I mean, I read only one of those and that's it. Everything else might be tales. This is the last SCP of theirs we get to read, called Stone Age. They made Space Riddle, which I had the pleasure to reread because my OBS did not record it. So I reread that with a friend of mine. And Space Riddle was fun. That's a silly little concept. So now Stone Age is the next one. Let's see. Also, Art, thank you so much for the hydration. You probably were like thinking like, man, he just read all that and he hasn't drank a single sip of water. Which, yeah, I appreciate. Completely forgot about that. Okay, object class Euclid. Wait a minute, did I? I did not. Good thing that. Here we go. Object class Euclid, special containment procedures. Provisional Site 146 is constructed around the habitat of SCP-2184 with the sole purpose of its containment. Site 148 is 146. It's surrounded by a 3-meter tall steel fence equipped with security cameras to prevent unauthorized entry. The site is disguised as a weapon test site used by the Russian army. The only road leading to it is in private use of the Foundation front organization. 3 observation posts are built around the board. Wait. The only road leading to it is in the private use of a Foundation front organization. I didn't see the fucking period. 3 observation posts are built around the border of Site 146. The staff of Site 146 must be supplied with clothing and weaponry creating using materials and technology available in 4000 BC. If SCP-2184 attempts to breach containment by leaving Site 146, it must be forced back with these tools. The airspace above Site 146 is closed for non-Foundation aircrafts. Foundation aircraft must maintain an altitude of at least 6 kilometers above the site. Personnel requiring the assistance of any artificial device, example glasses, prosthesis, or pacemaker, must not enter SCP. Not enter Site 146. Okay. Oh, no pacemakers. Okay, so anything. Glasses as well, which is what I'm wearing right now. I'll be screwed. Description: SCP-2184 is a steppe mammoth, Mammothus trochonteri. Its height is approximately 12 meters. Damn. Making it 3 times taller than the largest known anomalous non-anomalous steppe mammoth specimen. Yeah, that is a big boy. SCP-2184 shows no signs of metabolism, growth, or aging. SCP-2184 affects all objects created with post-Stone Age technology. Such objects malfunction in the proximity of SCP-2184 and modern materials crumple away. Also, if you have a modern gun and you die, and normally the gun's just like, and you're like, bullshit. So you better have your stone axes ready. Time to go Minecrafting and get your stone. Yeah, so I will be honest. I saw the trailer for the Minecraft movie, and people, listen. I probably will watch it. I probably will have a good time with it, but it does look horrendous. I will say that right now. It does look pretty bad because just like the quality of the CGI. I'm glad a lot of more bigger budget movies are going back to practical effects, because that's definitely and such only using CGI to enhance things, not to replace everything. Because that is so refreshing to look at, and then seeing the Minecraft movie seeing all just pure CGI, you just go ooh. Whoever worked on that had a budget of 200. Yeah, it hurts. Okay. Let's examine how effective from them. The only items capable of functioning in the close proximity of SCP-2184 are the ones that were made from natural materials using Stone Age technology. Table A lists the result of the experiments conducted to understand the effect of SCP-2184. Note that the distance in the table are approximate since precise measurement is problematic in the vicinity of SCP-2184. By the way, it's gonna be so funny when this video comes out and people are like, oh yeah, the Minecraft movie. Like, maybe by then, like, it has gotten like an update of the looks of it, like kind of like how Sonic did. But still, yeah, it's just Table A. Okay. Natural fiber ropes. The tensile strength of the items start decreasing at a distance of 500 to 1000 meters, depending on materials used, reaching 0 at a distance of 100 to 50 meters. So it gets like very brittle. Bronze swords. The sword breaks into pieces smaller than 5 centimeters at a distance of 500 meters from SCP-284. Wooden stakes with 2 small cuts at a distance of exactly 100 millimeters. 10 such items were delivered into the immediate proximity of SCP-284, then returned on observation posts. When the distance between the cuts were measured again, lengths between 945 millimeters and 1062 millimeters were observed. Okay, so they're saying like, because the exactly 1000 millimeters is too precise, it's too manufactured. Like, humans back then weren't that exact. So it looks like it changed to that. Interesting. Okay. Various items made out of steel. The items are rendered unusable and ultimately break into small pieces at a distance of 1,000 meters. Various objects dropped from high altitude. A helicopter took position at altitude of 5 kilometers directly above SCP-2184. Plastic balls dropped from the helicopter were destroyed mid-fall. Balls made of soil or ice reached the ground. Observers reported that the objects were scattered around SCP-2184, none of them hitting the target. Printed documents. The ink disappears at a distance of 2 kilometers while the paper is damaged at a distance of 1.5 kilometers. Ranges can be longer if more modern materials are used. Cameras. Items rendered unusable at an approximately distance of 3.5 kilometers. It is possible to take photographs or record video footage of SCP-2184's location from far away. But SCP-2184 itself is never recorded in these footage. Oh, so it's a vampire mammoth. It just needs to exist. Although I believe vampires not showing up in recording in videotapes is like a more modern thing. That's not like a thing that, like, before it was just mirrors, but then like, yeah, like, oh, but they also don't show up in tapes, in photographs and stuff like that. I think that's like became more of a modern thing when like photographs and video cameras became the norm. Computers and mobile phones. Items started malfunctioning at a distance of 4 kilometers from SCP-2184. That's a big distance of not being able to use phones. When removed from the proximity of SCP-2184, immediately after they were affected, the items remain functioning. However, at a distance of 3.5 kilometers, multiple essential components deteriorate, damaging the items beyond repair. So the higher the technology is that you bring in, the faster it breaks apart. SCP-2184 was discovered by Agent Blank in Blank when he conducted... Man. I hope that didn't... I hope my voice didn't change and I didn't realize this whole time. When he conducted a routine investigation to determine whether the mythology of the Siberian blank tribe was based on the observation of anomalous objects or phenomena. Agent Blank was given direction to the location where SCP-2184 was last seen, but the members of the tribe refused to accompany him. Agent Blank confirmed the existence and anomalous nature of SCP-2184. When he approached the object, he lost all of his equipment, including his own clothing, leaving only with the leather cloak given to him by the tribesmen. Mobile Task Force Theta 2 Caveman was created to track the movement of the object. If the first 5 years of its observation, SCP-2184 stayed in a 25 times 30 kilometer radius, kilometer territory, sorry. Provisional Site 146 was built around this territory in uninhabited taiga. The fence around the site is at least 10 kilometers away from the nearest point where SCP-2184 was sighted. MTF Theta 2 was disbanded after the construction of Site 146 ended. During the Soviet era, access to Site 146 was granted to the Foundation on a secret pact made with high-ranking officers of the GRU Division P. And here we have sample recovery and experiment logs 1. Oops. Oh, only 2. Good. So date blank and blank, personal agent blank blank and D53263. Equipment: 4 spears and bone knife were given to the agents. All 4 personnel are given special clothing resistant to the effect of SCP-284. So at 15 o'clock, the agents and D53263 left observation post 146-A to search for SCP-284. To ensure his cooperation, D53263 was told about armed guards stationed around the site. 21-23, Agent Blank's watch stopped. Shortly after that, D53263 informed Agent Blank about feeling intense pain on the chest. Agent Blank noticed that the tattoo with D53263 numerical designation disappeared, leaving minor wounds on his skin. Makes sense because it's like another thing they had back then. Interesting. 23:30 approximately, SCP-2184 was sighted. All 4 personnel hid from SCP-2184, waiting for it to sleep. 1 o'clock approximately, D53263 was given the bone knife and instructed to collect a hair sample from the presumably dormant SCP-2184. D53263 managed to collect the sample without waking SCP-284 and gave it to Agent Blank. Following this, the additional spear was given to D53263, and he was ordered to collect blood sample from SCP-2184 with it. After a brief argument with the agents, D53263 agreed and approached the object with the spear. He stabbed SCP-2164's hind leg and then started running. D53263 stumbled in the dark and started screaming incoherently until he was crushed by the awakened SCP-284. Let's not forget that this mammoth is like 3 times larger than a normal mammoth. So that's, and the mammoth is already massive. like almost 4 meters, right? It is bigger than an elephant. Of course, compared to this picture, it doesn't seem much bigger, but still. Now imagine that times 3, and you're like, oh, shit, that is a big lad. 2 o'clock approximately, the remains of the spear with the blood sample were collected by the agent. 6:26, the agents arrived at observation post on 146-A. 7:10, researchers noted that both samples inherited the technology cancelling effect of SCP-284. The maximum range of the effect was 10 centimeters in both cases. Similarly to SCP-284, the samples did not appear on the photographs taken of them. Further analysis of the samples were prevented by the anomalous effect. So it looks like it's not the animal itself, it's anything related to the animal. Blood, hair, any kind of like DNA what about the shits? 14:45. The sample lost the anomalous properties. Okay. So if it's separated, it does lose the anomalous properties after a while. That's interesting. Now we have incident report on containment breach 1. On blank blank blank, SCP-2184 left side 146 due to unknown reasons. Field agents attempted to stop its advance by stalling a forest fire in front of it, planning on forcing it to turn back. However, the fire stopped when SCP-284 approached it, allowing SCP-284 to continue its movement. Later investigation concluded that the fire died out in SCP-284's proximity because it was lit with a modern technology, a match. Oh, so even like things are created by other things. I mean, that makes sense, like a bullet, a gun doesn't create a bullet, never mind. But that's interesting, so like a fire created by something modern goes out. So you would have to like set it on fire old school, like... Following this, field agents ambushed SCP-284. They wore clothing and were equipped with spears manufactured with primitive technology. SCP-284 suffered only minor injuries and continued moving. Where are you going? Where are you going? SCP-284 path passed through the village of blank, population blank, located 55 kilometers to the south. Oh fuck, of Site 146. That is a long distance that this thing walked. But probably from its size, that distance didn't feel that bad. The Foundation managed to evacuate 95% of the inhabitants before SCP-284 arrived. I wonder what they gave the reason to the inhabitants, like hey, leave. Why? Gas leak. We don't have gas. Shit. All buildings and utilities were destroyed in the village during the incident. Amnestics were administered to the survivors, and a cover story about an earthquake was issued. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, easier to do that. 13 hours after it left the village, SCP-284 unexpectedly stopped, stood still for 5 minutes, then returned to Site 146, following its original path. The portion of Site 146 fence that was destroyed during the incident was replaced during the next week. And hopefully fortified somehow. Addendum 1. Following Containment Breach 1, weaponry and clothing for 100 personnel was prepared using primitive technology. Oh, yeah. To ensure resistance to SCP-284's effect. The items are stored at the observation post built around Site 146. Termination of SCP-284 with these tools is permitted in case it poses a major threat to the civilian population during a possible future containment breach. Addendum 2. On blank blank blank, an attempt was made to permanently restrict SCP-284's movement without causing major injuries to it in order to prevent future containment breaches and to permit easier experimentation with it. Using explosives, a 10-meter deep pit was prepared inside Site 146, designed to allow for the safe capture of SCP-284. Agents equipped with spears and torches lit using flints and iron pirate drove SCP-284 into the pit. When SCP-284 reached the pit malfunctioned and allowed SCP-284 walk through it without falling. During this incident, SCP-284 appeared to continue its movement above the hole by walking in the air. The same result is expected even if we avoid explosives and use only shovels. Since digging a pit of such size is practically impossible without proper tools, especially in such terrain, no further attempts are to be made using this method. Site Director Ivanov, yeah, because like back then, the Stone Age back then, they did not have anything effective to dig. So you would have to dig it with your hand. So that would be a big ass pain. What a big ass mammoth. The thumbnails for these are like seem like very cool ideas. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to making these on Tuesday. But we finally reached the halfway point. Man, took us a bit.